Well, let's turn now this morning to numerous allegations that have emerged claiming the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, made false statements to the London Assembly. Now, dubbed the Ulez scandal, these claims suggest that the Mayor's office intervened in the Ultra Low Emission Zone consultation process after having received the results in advance, skewing those results and reducing the percentage opposed to the controversial expansion of the zone. Well, GB News has reached out to the Mayor's office for comment, and they have said this: that the real scandal is that toxic air leads to the death of thousands of Londoners every year, which is why the Mayor took the difficult decision to expand the Ulez London-wide. The Mayor made the decision after considering TfL's full final report on the consultation responses. The consultation was not a referendum. However, TfL made a number of modifications to the scheme following feedback received in the consultation. The statement continued that any suggestion that TfL or the Mayor has sought to influence the results of the Ulez consultation is simply untrue. Well, let's get to the bottom of it now. I'm joined by Gareth Bacon, the Conservative MP for Orpington, former member of the London Assembly. And Gareth, just let's run through these accusations in detail first. What is the Mayor being accused of specifically?
Well, Sadiq Khan has made the battle against air pollution his raison d'etre. It's the thing that he's most proud of. And he's also got a problem because Transport for London suffered financially during the pandemic, and he needs to make up the gap. And I think he's hitting the ultra low emission zone as a way to do that. And I think he started.
There's only one body.
The Mayor speaking over you there. We'll try not to have that again.
Yeah, so I had enough of that when I was at City Hall, frankly. So he started with good intentions when it was introduced into central London, and I think nobody disputes that was a necessary measure. He pushed the boundaries a wee bit when he took it out to the North and South Circular. And then he suddenly decided that he was going to expand it to the whole of Greater London. Now, he was only re-elected in May of 2021. It wasn't in his manifesto to do that, and yet he seems to be rushing through with it. Now, this will generate potentially hundreds of millions of pounds for Transport for London, both in terms of charges and also in terms of fines. And it will impact not just on those people who live in Greater London, but it will also impact on people who are outside Greater London, can't vote.
Oh, I believe we're having a little connection problem there with Gareth Bacon. We'll see if we can get that back, because it is interesting. We're talking, of course, about hundreds of millions of pounds potential revenue for TfL. Well, what does that mean in reality? Hundreds of millions of pounds taken away from road users in London. I believe we've got Gareth Bacon back now. Sorry for that interruption. You were saying that this is something that will affect road users, not just those living in London, but of course those travelling to London as well.
Yes, indeed, and it would have very big economic consequences, and it will impact on the poorest in society, the people that can't afford simply to change their vehicle. But the Mayor is very wedded to this idea, and it turns out the GLA Conservatives have published today a dossier that shows in their dossier that the Mayor has intentionally, it seems, misled the London Assembly in terms of interventions that he and his office have made on the consultation for this as it was going through. So the Mayor had originally said that if there was overwhelming opposition, he wouldn't proceed with it. And under questioning from Conservative Assembly members while the consultation was running, he denied that he had been given anything on the results or that there had been any plan to try to improve the consultation response in his favour. And it turns out that there were meetings that took place. The GLA Conservatives say they have documents that prove that he was in fact informed and that they came up with some proposals in order to try to skew the consultation back their way. A targeted mailing campaign of people more likely to be approving of the Ulez, and the suppression of some of the votes that were coming in from people. I think it was Fair Fuel UK was the organisation that was trying to encourage their members to vote, and they were trying to take those figures out. Now that, if that's true, it is pretty scandalous, because consultations have a legal status, and this looks an awful lot like predetermination. And I think at the very least he's going to have some questions to answer from the Assembly. But I also think this is something that could be referred to the monitoring officer for misconduct in public office, if it's true. It certainly needs to be investigated, because people need to have confidence that their mayor is playing by the rules, that the mayor is observing the Nolan principles, because this suggests that he may not be.
Really, really big questions there for the Mayor of London to answer. We'll keep our ear to the ground on this issue. But for now, Gareth Bacon, Conservative MP for Orpington, thank you for joining us on the briefing this morning. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, Tom.